Welcome to the debut episode of the Pro Wrestling Clown Show on YouTube. That's right. Do not turn this video off. This is the video and the concept that you have been waiting for in the pro wrestling YouTube landscape, because I'm about to flip this thing upside down. Turn the pro wrestling YouTube community on its head with the debut of the Clown Show. Because, see, I am sick and tired of all these bozos, these clowns, these frauds getting all the subs, getting all the views, making all the money in the pro wrestling YouTube game. The old guard needs to be moved aside. It's time for some new blood in the game. And that's what we're doing over here on this channel. So in this video, what I'm going to be doing is, I'm going to be talking about the biggest bozos, frauds, fakes in the pro wrestling YouTube landscape. I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on these guys, and I'm going to rank some of these channels in order based on who I think are the biggest bozos, frauds, and clowns out there. You've got to like and subscribe to this channel. Make sure you leave feedback, comments down below, because this was overdue. It's long overdue. It was time for somebody to shake up the pro wrestling sector on YouTube. And that's what we're doing over here with the debut of the Pro Wrestling Clown Show. So let's get to it. Let me rank some of the biggest frauds in the game. So, with compiling my list, I had to go around the pro wrestling community on YouTube sector, whatever you want to call it, the pro wrestling niche, and I had to look at the top guys, the top channels, and what I saw made me sick to my stomach. It is the same channels, the same guys, with the same character, the same shtick. Nothing new. Nothing inventive, boring, the same old takes, same interview style. It's the same guys getting ahead. Some of these channels have been around for 18 years. It's time, man, to get rid of these guys. It's like in pro wrestling. When a wrestler's been around, they get new guys they bring up and replace them. What is going on here? And a lot of these channels, a lot of these guys, they really are just clickbaiters, frauds. They don't know what they're talking about. They're just using the system. They're in the algorithm because they've been doing videos and content for years. Some of these guys are so desperate that they're literally on there begging to be noticed. And I can't even believe it. I mean, when you go through them, there's so many of these top channels. You can't even begin to name them all. I mean, I'm going to go through and rank a lot of them, but I mean, again, you can't get to all of them, man. There are channels out there that are getting millions of views in the pro wrestling community on YouTube. There are channels I've never even heard of. There are channels, like I said, that have been around for years. And I might name some of them now, and then I'll get into my rankings list. Like, there are channels like these guys, MRSANTIZAP, this guy, 468,000 subscribers, 229 million total views. You know, in Slat Rock Wrestling, we have channels like this Stash Club Wrestling, Steven Larson, Wrestle Talk. So many channels I've never heard of. The A to the K Wrestling Show. We've got C-Jax 525. It goes on and on, man. But I'm going to focus on some of the more, what I would call, character-driven channels. These are kind of like guys who run their channel and have like a personality. And these are some of the biggest frauds out there, biggest clowns, con men out there in the pro wrestling sector. So let's get to it. I'm going to rank, probably go down from 10 to 1 on my opinion on the biggest frauds in the pro wrestling community on YouTube. Okay, I'm going to start at number 10, if you will. I've got the Cronin Show, JCS here. Well, first off, look at that picture. This guy is a bozo. All you gotta, just look. Do I have to say a lot? I mean, this guy, Joe Cronin, is one of these guys. He's been around this game. Do you know that this guy, Joe Cronin, opened his channel in August of 2012? August 2012. We're talking about a guy that has been on YouTube for going on 14 years. This guy has 76,000 subscribers, over 5,200 videos out, grand total in his career of 35 million views all time. So if you just go check this guy's channel out, I mean, what else am I supposed to say? He's just a buffoon. He's just a guy that he thinks he's smarter than he is. He thinks he's funnier than he is. He really thinks he's slick, and he's not. I have heard of this guy a little bit over the years. He's not somebody I ever watched because he's so irrelevant to me. But yeah, the bottom line is he's one of the top, solo personality guys on the YouTube pro wrestling space, and he's a joke. He is definitely a clown. I mean, this guy, you think about how long he's been on there and how many videos he's done, and you think, wow. Like, it's like the same with a lot of these guys on this list. A lot of these guys that are on this list are in the same boat. This is their life. This is all they do. They live for YouTube. They live, for the pro wrestling YouTube channel they have. But yeah, Joe Cronin is a joke. He's one of the weaker guys on the list. But yeah, I got him in the top 10 biggest clowns on there. I mean, all you got is watch one video and he's a goof. So there you go. Joe Cronin Show, number 10. Next up on the list, coming in at number 9, SeanzViewEnt. You want to talk about a piece of crap. I mean, this guy's a scumbag. This guy is a clickbaiting clown. All this guy does is go on there with clickbait headlines trying to draw people in. This guy, SeanzViewEnt, joined YouTube April of 2012. So another guy, 14 years, been at it. Over 12,000 videos. He has 164,000 subscribers, and he's got over 101 million views all time. But again, if you go and you check this guy's channel out, you'll know that it's all clickbait, it's all scumbaggery. He gets a lot of fake clicks. He tries to do these wrestling news headlines. Again, I have no respect for somebody that acts like that. That's going to go on there and just use clickbait to get ahead. What good is that, right? You're just sucking people in for garbage headlines, fake headlines. Hey, notice me, notice me, notice me. I don't even understand how this guy has had the success he's had. If you watch him, he's pretty boring. He doesn't really have much of a character either. Just, another jobber. So, yeah, this guy is going on the top 10 clowns list. And, he probably doesn't even deserve to be on the list because he's not even real. He's fake. Coming in at number 8 on the Pro Wrestling Clown Show, we got Don Tony. Now, this guy, I think he's sort of like one of the OGs of the game. So I'll give him that. But his channel is not up on the upper echelon compared to some of these guys. So this Don Tony guy, yeah, believe me, he's as cheesy as it sounds. Joined March of 2008. We're talking about 18 years ago. If you were born when he opened that channel, you probably would have just graduated high school. This guy, even though he's been around that long, only has 35,000 subs. He's put out over 1,559 videos. He's got about 4 million views all time, but he just seems like the old guard, the guy, the older guy that started his channel a long time ago, but he hasn't been able to keep up with the new blood that took over. I don't know. I know this guy used to have a partner or something that they broke up or something. The Kevin Castle guy or whatever. So, yeah, this guy, Don Tony, he's a schmuck. He's a clown. If you go listen to him, he's a joke. There's a reason why his channel's not that big. He's been around forever. Just, yeah, a guy that it's time to retire, man. Move aside. Move aside! I mean, are you ever going to do anything on there? Like, there are guys that have been around, years way less than him that have doubled his video input. So clearly he's not grinding it anymore. Just a joke. Just a guy needs to move on, like I said. But he won't, because it's probably like his life. But yeah, his channel should be way bigger for as long as he's been around. But yeah, he's like, he thinks he's the dawn of YouTube, pro wrestling. Well, you didn't do a very good job. You're definitely a clown. Coming in number 7, I've got Vince Russo, bro. Vince Russo's the brand. I almost didn't put him on the list because I almost didn't want to, because he's been there. He actually was in the business. He had success. He was the lead writer during the Attitude Era, so I almost left him off. But he is a clown. I mean, Vince Russo, he's a clown. He's a joke. I mean, yo, bro, to say it ain't so, bro. I mean, just the bro crap and the fact that he's like another guy. He's old now. Guy's probably 70 years old, it feels like at this point. And it's like, wanting to be young, wanting to be on there, acting like he's still a relevant voice in the industry. His YouTube channel's not even that big. I mean, the Russo brand. So when did Vince Russo open that channel? He opened that channel in May of 2014. So he's now been around 12 years on YouTube. 12 years. 65,000 subscribers. 2,000 videos, over 2,000. But got about 16 million views total. So he's another one. It's like, he probably should be bigger on there for the name value, but he has a lot of haters. And yeah, like I didn't want to put him on, but it's like I had to do it. I had to do it because he's really, what he's done? He's kind of made himself a jobber in that group of people. Like, I mean, you would think his name value, everything he's done in the business, that would carry over on YouTube. He might be one of the top guys. No, he's not one of the top channels. Even in the pro wrestling sector, he's not. So I don't know what that says about him, but yeah. Vince Russo, he's a clown, obviously. We all know the stories on Russo, how hated and despised he is, which is kind of funny, but the guy, he just goes on there and, a lot of revisionist history, but no, bro, I don't lie, bro. He wants everybody to believe everything he says is the truth, bro. It's the way it happened, bro. And again, just like his holier-than attitude, like, I don't even want to watch wrestling, bro, but I make a living, bro, doing it, bro. I can save AEW, bro, or whatever else he's putting out on there. But yeah, he's got his audience, he's got his people, but yeah, he's definitely a clown. I don't think anybody can denounce that. So yeah, Vince Russo, almost didn't put him on because at least he had success in the industry, which a lot of these guys have never done anything in the business. They're just a bunch of jackasses that think they know how to talk about wrestling, and they've blown up on there. But yeah, Russo had the background, but he's just, I guess he threw himself into the slop, so he gets to be on the list. Number 7. Coming in number 6, the great one. Yeah, how original, pal. I'll be honest, this is one I had to look up a little bit. I had never heard of this guy, but I don't know if I'm missing something, but this guy, the great one, is a complete jobber. This guy's a mushmouth. He can barely speak. I don't understand how he has the channel he has. Somehow or the other, this guy, the great one, has 467,000 subscribers. He has been on YouTube since March of 2014. So that's another guy, 12 years, almost 2,200 videos, 2,199 vids, has over grand total 146 million views in his channel. I don't get it. Like, first of all, he's unoriginal. He's boring. Like I said, I clicked on his video. He could barely speak. Can barely talk. There's nothing about this guy that's cool, right? Again, I don't know if I'm missing something, if I need to read into more and find out how this guy's channel is as big as it is. I don't know who he knows, or if somebody put him over. I don't know, man. I don't get it. What does he think? What does he think he's doing there with his look too? Is this supposed to be like a modeling shoot? Is he looks maxing like a couple of these guys want to do? What's the point of this picture here? But the point is, I mean, he's just a jobber. Like, I mean, he can't even come up with something cool, right? And I mean, again, leave comments down below if you know what's the deal with this guy. What's his story? How does he have such a big channel? I couldn't even get through one video, man. Like, I was like, what? I don't get it. I really was like, this guy is a clown. I don't understand how his channel's so big. How does he have so many views? What's so great about him? I couldn't even understand him. I have to have a translator to understand what he's saying. So this guy definitely is using the system somehow, cheating the system. The great one, he's a clown. He goes number 6. Not so great. All right, coming in number 5, Busted Open Podcast, Dave LaGreca, now owned by WWE. I already did a video. You can check it out on the channel, and where I exposed LaGreca for being the sellout that he is. I know a lot of people did videos about that, covering all these schmucks had to cover the topic, trying to get views, but I didn't get big views on it because I'm new on here doing this. But yeah, Busted Open Podcast. I mean, are they even a legit, really YouTube pro wrestling channel? Because really all Dave does is just sloppily, lazily put out on the clips onto the channel, really from SiriusXM that they do. They rarely do any original content on YouTube. Rarely do they go live. They're now owned by WWE. They completely sold out. I don't want to get into the whole spiel. If you're watching this, you probably know what's going on. How Dave took his show, Busted Open, that he created years ago, brought to Sirius, made it this 24/7, Pro Wrestling Nation channel, and then all of a sudden, WWE bought it off. It became WWE Radio the other day. So yeah, I mean, I don't even know if they're worthy of being ranked because, like I said, it's not exactly like they, go live on there or do like, homegrown YouTube content per se. A lot of it's, again, just clips they post on there. But they do go on there sometimes, and they do use YouTube as a functioning source for themselves, for income and things like that. So yeah, I think Dave is as clowny as he is. Nothing's gonna change! The whole thing changed, bozo! So yeah, I guess I'll put them at number 5 because they deserve to be on the Pro Wrestling Clown Show. Bully Ray, Nick Nemeth, Tommy Dreamer, Natty, Mark Henry, all of them on there. Sellouts. Alright, coming in number 4 for me, and this guy has begun to really get on my nerves lately. James Romero. This dude has really started to try to take over the pro wrestling space on YouTube, and I'm sick of it. So Romero joined in June of 2015. So he's been on YouTube 11 years, believe it or not. 75,000 subscribers, over 300 videos, not a ton of videos yet. Grand total 19 million views all time on that channel. Now, what he's most known for lately is being Dutch Mantel's co-host and also Stevie Richards' co-host. So the reason I'm sick of Romero and he's such a clown and a jobber is this guy is annoying. He's going on there trying to make himself a star. I'm sick of him doing like videos about himself. Like, Ric Flair attacked me. Complaining about Ric Flair, calling him a jobber, which he is. And it's clear, you can tell, he's just a butt-kissing networker. He's not as bad as another guy I have at the top here, but he's up there. Like, he's trying to make it all about him. He's just a guy that did interviews for a long time. Now he thinks he can go on there and put out headlines. And, he does a little bit of the clickbaity thing, where he just takes a story that's breaking or something that's in wrestling and he goes on there and talks about it. He doesn't have much of a personality. He's very kind of bland and one note. Like one of those British guys. There's another guy, I didn't put him on the list, but Wrestling Days. He's a British guy. I don't get him. He's got a big channel. I don't find his humor funny either, but I don't know. James Romero's really beginning to annoy me. There's something about him. He's clearly a clown. Like, he's not a legit guy. He's never been in the business. He's got some connections. Him and Dutch are buddies. He's worn that show out. He's used Dutch. Now it's like, oh, Stevie Richards is his buddy now. Clearly, Stevie Richards sold out to him. I don't know how much they're getting paid and everything, but yeah, Romero, there's nothing legit about this guy. Again, go now, keep doing videos about how Ric Flair attacked you to make yourself relevant. You know what I mean? Keep doing headlines, you know, trying to sag all these views with your boring personality. Yeah, I mean, I don't get it. I don't get why this guy, people, oh, he's a nice guy, right? Oh, he's a good interviewer. That's what people are probably going to say, right? Nah, he's a tryhard. And I don't get it, man. Again, no, there's nothing about this guy that's exciting. Go watch his video. Even when he's interviewing, I mean, is he like a guy that would be able to cut a promo if he was a wrestler? Is he a guy that is he exciting at all? He just ask a lot of the same stuff? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Bland, very boring. I got him on number 4. Clown. Ooh, coming in number 3, Chris Van Vliet. I gotta be careful, right? You don't want to mess with Van Vliet, right? He's kind of the top dog around there. 846,000 subscribers. Yeah, I don't get it either. This guy joined YouTube February of 2011. Can't even make that up. He has been on YouTube 15 years. So that says a lot. Over 2,000 videos. Grand total, 507 million views all time. I cannot stand this guy. He is one of the biggest fakes I have ever seen in my life. This is what James Romero probably aspires to be, this clown, this joker. Van Vliet is a total networking, butt-kissing jobber clown. This is a guy that started out in media years ago. He was interviewing celebrities, doing movie stuff. He transitioned to pro wrestling. So now he's monopolized the pro wrestling interview game. He's the safest, most boring guy on there. Ask the same questions, safe questions. He's afraid to be controversial. He'll never ask any wrestlers anything interesting. He's in WWE's pocket. He's allowed to go to the press conferences. This guy is nothing more than a plant. He's a face and a plant. And you know what's really sad about him too? This guy's, you would think like, okay, he's been around forever, so you might be able to pick up on it. He's trying to play himself off like he's this young guy. This guy's like in his 40s and he's trying to look smacks. Yeah, it doesn't get any more sad than that. This guy thinks he's hot crap. He goes on there, he gets a lot of the same guests, and when they come back on, it's the same answers, same questions. Again, he's safe, he's boring. There's nothing about this guy that's interesting. He doesn't bring anything new to the game. He's a network. He's one of those guys, like he has like a team of people that just go around on social media and they just follow people to get you to follow him back. It's a whole game. It's a whole networking scheme. It's almost like a follow Ponzi scheme because he used to do it all the time back in the day. I remember specifically. The thing about him is, like I said, he's just a safe cookie cutter guy. And that's what they want. That's who they want interviewing the wrestlers. A guy that they know they can control. I don't have any respect for that. I don't have any respect for a guy that just does the same thing over and over and has now monopolized the top of that content. Why? What is so great about his videos? What is so great about his interviews? Name me a Chris Van Vliet interview or video or something that he did where you were like, oh my God, that's shocking. Oh my God, what a great interview. There's nothing. It's borderline, thievery, the views and subs. I don't get it. I mean, I guess it's just like the thing where he's just like he's considered like the legit guy, the legit interviewer guy. He's not as bad as a couple of guys ahead of him here because at least he's had some success. But yeah, I think he's a clown. I think he's a bozo. I think he's fake as it gets. And again, stop trying to look smacks in your 40s. All right, coming in number 2 on the biggest clowns in the pro wrestling YouTube landscape, I've got Solomonster, Jason Solomon. Solomonster sounds off. More like Solomonster sells out. This guy right here, it's unreal how fake he is. You can't even script this. Like, this guy, Solomonster, He's got 93,000 subscribers, right? He joined YouTube in March of 2008, 18 years ago. He's one of the old guard. Over 3,500 videos, 64 million views all time. This guy right here, the reason I can't stand him and I got him number 2 is because this is a guy that has been doing this for 18 years. You can tell this guy has no passion for this anymore. You can tell that it's passed him by. This guy is a dono machine. All he does is go on there to make money off this. You can tell this is the only thing this guy has in his life, is that Solomonster channel. He's not, for all the years and the videos and all the effort he's put into it, look, don't get me wrong. 93,000 is nothing to laugh at. 64 million views is nothing to laugh at. But how does all that time equate to those numbers? And you look at the money, he uses that channel to get money off people. I've seen people complain about it, how it's like literally you can tell he only goes on there so he can save up all the donos and read them. This guy has the same sound effects, the same sound bites. He talks in the same monotone voice. Nothing new. He doesn't originate anything different. He does the same content for years because he's safe. Another guy, he's boring and safe. Okay? All he cares about is that money. That's all he cares about. This is a guy that this is what he's made his life. And another reason I don't have no respect for him, because he actually, I'm about to get to my number 1 and it ties in. When you have a channel and you're doing your own thing and then you got to go run to another guy and be his sidekick when you could have been your own guy, and the number 1 guy's a bigger goof than you, is the biggest fraud of everybody, that's really sad. It's like, can you imagine being a guy that's built your own channel, your own base, you're making that money by manipulating people. I'll read all of your donations later in the show. Send those donos in, man, guys. I need them so bad. Solomonster sells out. To think that he had to go and become another guy's tag team partner, to be the second, to be the backup option to the biggest fraud of all of them. And I'm about to get into that. Yeah, I just think this guy has tried to monopolize the YouTube, the review game, and his, putting out all the news topics. Some people say he's a nice guy, and he's been doing it for years, but he's the old guard. Like I said, we need new blood. I'm tired of guys like this trying to get all the views. It's bull. It really is. But as bad as he is, as boring and predictable as he is, he's not the biggest clown of them all. The number 1 biggest clown fraud of all of them in the pro wrestling landscape on YouTube, JD from New York, 206. This dude right here, I can't even begin to tell you how big of a complete clown joke fraud this guy is. And I'm not even talking about just his character. This dude right here, forget about the pro wrestling landscape on YouTube. He's one of the biggest frauds I've ever seen in my life. Ever. This dude right here, if you look at his channel, right? Somehow he has 177,000 subscribers. He joined in September of 2011. Another guy that's been on for 15 damn years. Over 5,300 videos. 133 million views all time. Let me tell you something. This guy, JD from New York, sits there and just bitching, complaining, whining about pro wrestling all the time. Acting like he's a look at his picture there. He's a wannabe Paul Heyman in that picture. Yo, I'm JD from New York. I'm going to tell it like it is. WWE, I'm coming for you. Complaining. Everything's negative. He's the guy that just goes on there. He's a grifter. He doesn't even believe half the things he says. He goes on there and he presents a character. This guy right here, this is his entire existence, is that YouTube channel. This is his life. It's all he's got. And believe me, this guy, he don't have that same energy in real life. This is not who he really is. That's all a work. He's an actor. He's a complete con man. It's all about money, views, subs. And matter of fact, I believe he view bots. I don't believe his channel is real. I don't think those subscribers are all real. I don't think some of the subscribers he gets in the live chats, I don't think those are all real. I think he's on there brags about, oh, I've got the best. Nobody's better than me live. No, man, I don't believe you got real legit numbers. There is something. He's got some connections. I know that. But this is a guy that was on a video recently crying, was literally almost in tears because Dave LaGreca didn't want to hire him on Busted Open. It's like, I went to Dave and let him know I would be a good fit, begged to be on Busted Open. And Dave didn't even want to hire the guy. He got rejected by Dave LaGreca. So, like, this is what I was talking about with Solomonster. Solomonster had to run to JD to team up with him. A guy that's a biggest clown fraud of all of them. Again, there's nothing about this guy that's real. I know a guy, I've heard a story that a guy that met him in real life a few years ago that knew this guy, JD, in person, met him. He's a complete fraud. What you see is not what you get. This is all a character. When he goes on there, he's a little man in stature and he's a little man in life. When he goes on there, runs his mouth, that's all fake. That's all fake tough guy. He wouldn't say none of that in real life. He doesn't have that personality. He don't have the guts to do that in real life. He is a guy that is basically trying to monopolize the top of the YouTube pro wrestling game. And guys like him, enough of your mouth. You're not real. You're not legit. I don't know. I guess he's worked with some wrestling organizations. He knows some people. Like I said, when you have a little bit of connections, it's going to help out. But I think he's the biggest fake of all of them. And I don't watch him. I can't stand his mouth. A lot of people think he's a POS. A lot of people know his shtick. They know he just goes on there and says the most, like clickbaity titles too, right? You know what I mean? Just he goes on there. All he's trying to do is grift. He's trying to get people to click on his channel thinking this guy's so passionate and he's the best. He's not the best. He's not the best at all. As a matter of fact, I would love to debate a guy like this and just watch him crumble underneath the frickin' pressure. He would not be able to hold up. His fake character would crumble. He's not what he perceives people to perceive him to be, what he wants people to think he is. He is an absolute clown. JD from New York, everybody knows it. And I don't think guys like this should be at the top of the YouTube pro wrestling sector. The guy has been around forever. These guys have been around forever, some of these guys. There's other guys I didn't even talk about. Simon Miller, he's a joke. BC Amplified, another joke. We could go down the list of channels, man. Most of these channels. One guy I didn't talk about was Hannibal, but Hannibal, at least he was a professional wrestler. At least Hannibal had credentials. He's been around forever too. But these are the guys right here that are the real clowns that are siphoning off all the views, all the subs, making all the money and laughing about it. And this guy right here, why would anybody take this guy seriously? If you go watch him, how can anybody sit there and listen to this guy? It's all the same rhetoric. It's all the same shtick. He's been doing it for years. The background, the graphics, he thinks he's so slick, right? The mouthy little demeanor. Like, oh yeah, I'm JD. I'm the best guy on YouTube. I'm the best one of everybody. And of course, it doesn't help when Solomonster runs over there like his little brother hanging out with him, sitting by him, let's gang up and let's team up and do this stuff together. Then I saw JD running around to other channels trying to get involved with them. He is an absolute clown. So there you go. I'm going to wrap this up. I needed to get this video out. This is what the pro wrestling clown show community is all about. It's a bunch of guys. Like I said, it's time for some new people to step up. We got guys with channels on here for 18 damn years. They're getting all the views, all the subs, and I'm sick of it. A lot of these guys, they never change anything up. Some of them are safe and predictable, boring, no personality. They don't even engage with their audience that much. They ignore their chats. They ignore the people that leave comments below their videos. They all think they're better than everybody. They all think because they're at the top of their in that pro wrestling niche on YouTube, they all think they're better than everybody. Well, guess what? Over here on this channel, I'm going to say something about it. So there you go, the debut of the Pro Wrestling Clown Show. Make sure you leave engagement, comments. Who do you like? Who do you not like? Do you think I'm crazy? Do you like this list? What do you want me to do moving forward? I will call these guys out. I will do videos about these channels separately. More to come. WWE, we got SummerSlam this weekend. That's big. I thought about maybe doing some predictions or something like that. I'm trying to get myself into this pro wrestling algorithm, but I got to get subs. I got to get views. I got to get likes. Let's get this thing going here on this Pro Wrestling Clown Show episode. I stick by everything I said. If you don't like it, like I said, just leave feedback. Who do you like? Wrestling with Regret. You like them? Wrestling Days? Who's the best? Let me know down below. And if you don't like these guys, let me know why you agree with me and how bad they are. But yeah, that's it for the debut episode. I'm going to wrap it up. The Pro Wrestling Clown Show. I'm out of here.